This is me making blackened chicken Alfredo after a long day, and I'm tired. So let's get at it. I like to listen to stuff on my news while I'm doing it. I've already touched my chicken, and I don't like touching my chicken then touching my seasoning. I have my gloves on. So let's get that gloves off. Toss our gloves. We're gonna wash our hands, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna season that chicken. Before we touch our chicken. Or we're gonna season, use the seasoning before we touch our chicken. Excuse my kitchen. This is a farmhouse, so if you're worried about my farm, then you're on your own channel. Right now, I'm trying to find something to watch, and this is not good. It is so hard. So hard to find something good to watch. If anybody has any channel recommendations, let me know.
I'm in prison. And I had a cellie that was my cellie for 19 months.
And we listening to this one for a minute.
I'm in prison.
Okay.
And I had a cellie that was my cellie for 19 months. That's a long time living with somebody. Living that long, of course,
Right now, we're going to take some black pepper. I am not person to use a sprinkling part. I take the whole lid off because when I season one part, I usually take the all the seasoning together and I rub it in together for all the meat and stuff. So not a big deal. That's black pepper. This is paprika. Yeah, and so this is paprika. You always gotta have your paprika for your blackened chicken. Okay. Next, we're gonna do chili powder. And remember, I'm using this for both sides, so I'll be using both sides on this accent. And no, I'm not afraid of MSG. We're all gonna die of something. So that's accent right there. That's a touch of sage. Now, I usually use fresh thyme and rosemary and stuff, but right now, I just don't have those on hand, and I'm too tired. I might have them on hand somewhere. I just don't feel like looking for them. So you can always substitute with Italian season. Italian season has thyme, basil, rosemary, and oregano. The only one I usually don't use in my black chicken is basil, but it's not going to bother this blackened chicken. And so that's that right there. And if you think I'm not done with pepper, you are kidding, because I am going in some more with some white pepper. Blackened chicken should always have a little heat to it. And of course you do a little cumin. Ooh. Thank you.
He took my idea. I told him I was going to do it. He took her to the game. Why did she get into crying?
Thank you. And so now, this is Slap Your Mama. And this is me going over everything with Slap Your Mama. And this is translated onion. And so, right here with the translated onion. And then, of course, there's going to be the translated garlic. And I'm going to use more garlic than just the translated garlic. That's not the garlic, that's what I just used. What's the garlic? That's the onion. That's the onion. What did I do with my translated garlic? I'm going to tell you my ADD brain. Oh, here it goes. No, there's my translated onion. You know what? I'm going to be using a lot of, real garlic anyway, so it is what it is. Touch of sage. Yeah, a touch of cheese. This is like a whole blackened season. I don't have a lot of it left. I got it when I was like being really lazy, and it's just time to use up the rest of it. And so, now that I have the seasonings on there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plop out a good amount of this chicken stock. I like using the better than bouillon. And I just give a good plop on top of everything because I'm going to be mixing everything with my gloves. So now, when I'm down in the chicken, I'm going to take all those spices I put on here And that might have seemed excessive at first, but it's going to go on both sides of the chicken.
Kept saying that, like, man, tell me that story about you and Candace and shit, bro. Like, man, like, you know, your story be good, bro. You have a good story.
I like to make sure everything has a nice, good cheating, not cheating, but good, nice, good coating of seasoning. And so everything seems to be seasoned pretty nice. It smells good already. Okay. So now that that's seasoned up really good, we're gonna go over to our stove.
He tells Candace that I sent him there.
And then we're gonna turn on this grill and let it get hot. I have a lot of cool cooking instruments, but a lot of a very small kitchen. A lot of the stuff I would use, like that I have for my kitchen on a regular basis, like my griddle and stuff. Well, I'm not gonna be able to use that for now. Oh, and I forgot. There's like a final special ingredient in this you will always do. Just yeah, will you get this nutmeg out the fucking dog's water, excuse me, for me? And then just a little nutmeg. Yeah, I'm just trying to get as quick as I end up throwing it in my hand.
So I don't know what he told her to get her.
Okay, so all of this chicken, I'm gonna give this a pause. All of this chicken is getting ready to go inside of a pan. Did it pause? There it goes. Okay, so this is me adding a little salt to the pasta water. And I'm gonna use probably some fettuccine or linguine. Give me a second, I'll pause. And this is the chicken cooking. And it was for blackened chicken, the heat should be higher than this. You want the chicken to get a good blackening, but you also want to make sure that it gets cooked through. This is going to be paired with some pasta, so waiting on the pasta water. The chicken's cooking. My husband and I both are garlic fiends. I took some of that minced garlic in a jar. And I just added a bit to the pan. Let's give it better seasoning there. And so I turned up the heat a bit on the pan to get this chicken going. And yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know what's happening next. I forgot. You always gotta slap your blackened chicken with a little cayenne pepper. I know I use white pepper, I use black pepper, and I'm gonna use red pepper because I don't discriminate on my peppers. So for me, I like to hit it with a little powdered mustard as well. Gives that blackened flavor a lot of a little kick to it. It's looking good. The heat's coming up a bit. The smell off this blackened chicken is amazing. It's the thyme, it's the rosemary, it's everything, and especially the garlic. I don't use onions in my blackened chicken. I only use some onion powder because I don't like whole onions when I finally get to your pasta and thing like that. When it comes to the pasta, the only accoutrement I like to use at the end of my pasta is probably just a little parsley on top of the pasta, but I don't have any fresh parsley right now anyway, and I don't care. Till I fall in the shower on my long day outside, I did not think that I would be able to cook, but it's amazing what motivation and new medication will do. Smells getting ridiculously good. The heat's still coming up. The water's almost to a boil for a pasta. I'm gonna go check out and see what pastas I have. Decided I'm gonna go with the linguine. When that pasta water comes to boil, I'm gonna slide this linguine in there. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm exhausted. I am, but it's one of our favorite comfort foods. Blackened chicken Alfredo. It's just chicken Alfredo split with blackened chicken. Giving the chicken a flip once. You see how that pretty coating? Don't be afraid to let it get that blackened. It's not called blackened chicken because it looks brown. It's blackened chicken. Don't be afraid of the heat. Don't be afraid of the cast iron. And don't be afraid to make sure that gets a bit of that char on it. That's one of the things that make the spices with this and everything else about it delicious. Blackened chicken smells so fragrant right now. I wish I could let you smell it. The water's almost at a complete boil. So go ahead and turn it up high. I wasn't going to cook it all, but even though it seems labor intensive, this is an easy meal. Mostly about seasoning your chicken, keeping an eye on it on the stove, doing your pasta. Then I'll get into the cheeses that goes into an Alfredo. I don't buy Alfredo sauces, I make them. So give me just a sec and we'll know more about it. If you guys can see, I add a dollop of butter in there. The butter helps when you do blackened chicken. It helps with the caramelization. I usually don't have to use butter because my caramelization is good. But I do like that velvety texture you get from butter. And so that's why I tend to like to use it when I'm doing blackened chicken. And you can see this chicken is coming together real nice. Now, I've just turned the chicken off. I'm getting ready to add some heavy cream inside of the pot where the fettuccine stuff is. I don't measure. I just poured. And now I'm getting ready to add my combination of cheeses. Start off first with some provolone cheese, and I start to let it mix velvetly inside of the heavy cream. Everybody does this different. My combination of cheeses that I'm using is going to be provolone, mozzarella, and my absolute favorite, Ace Asiago. There's nothing, Ace Asiago has an extraordinarily pungent smell, but there is no comparing it to anything when it comes to flavor for blackened chicken Alfredo. Don't be afraid to use a stinky cheese. I always like to shred my mozzarella. Mozzarella is a soft cheese. So instead of just getting it all in your sugar and getting goopy, have clean hands, break it up. Break up your mozzarella, and you let it melt in there with the pasta. And it should melt just fine. It should be smooth. Stinky Ace Asiago. Oh my God, it smells horrifying. But I promise you, it is so worth it. So right now, I'm adding the Asiago. In here, it's already gone some mozzarella, a little provolone, and now I'm adding the end of the Ace Asiago. Me and my husband really love the flavor. If you're just getting used to Asiago, probably don't go as hard as I go. But if you love a flavorful blackened chicken pasta, go with this for sure. Of course, being the chef, you gotta taste the cheesy pasta to see if it's okay. Now we're chopping up all of the chicken so that we can put it inside the cheesy pot. As you can see, the blackened chicken looks delicious. All of this flavor is going to start mixing in with the cheese and pasta in just a moment. Now that's the inside pot of the blackened chicken Alfredo. I'm getting ready to finish mixing this up, tossing it together, possibly adding some more of that Ace Asiago. Then I'll be done. Thank you to everyone who stayed with me today and watched me as I made this food. It is my husband's favorite dish and one of my own. Eat the. I'll show you the plate in a second before I go my complete end.